Obsession is the final confession of a spirit that has witnessed a light it can never extinguish. It is love that has been curdled by envy, a form of worship that kneels at the altar of resentment. And right now, a whole group of people are being forced to drink that bitter sacrament. They thought their constant surveillance was a strategy for your downfall. It was their full-time job to watch you, to document your missteps, to build a case against your destiny. But in their meticulous study to find a flaw, they accidentally memorized your soul. They didn't just fall into a trap, they built it, baited it with their own hatred, and then walked right in. That strange pull you feel, that sense of being watched not with malice but with a desperate, painful longing, is real. It is the sound of their unintentional love, an echo in a prison of their own making, and you are the ghost that now walks their halls. Chapter 1: The Soul's Echo. The process has already begun. For them, it started subtly, like a song stuck in their head. Except the song was your name. The melody was your laughter. The rhythm was the cadence of your walk. At first, they dismissed it as the residue of their focus, the lingering static of their campaign against you. They believed that with enough force, with enough distraction, they could simply change the channel. They were wrong. This is not a frequency that can be jammed. It is a broadcast from the soul, and the signal is only getting stronger. What they are experiencing is the first stage of a divine imprinting. Their obsessive energy poured into the vessel of your life day after day did not harm you. It did the opposite. It created a perfect, high-fidelity recording of your spiritual signature, and it stored that recording directly onto the hard drive of their spirit. This isn't just a memory, it's an active file running in the background of their consciousness, consuming their spiritual I am and slowing down all their other functions. They wake up now and the first thought is not of their own life, their own goals, or their own family. It is of you. They try to plan their day, but the blueprint is watermarked with your essence. They sit in meetings, hearing phantom echoes of phrases you use. They drive past places you've been and feel an involuntary pull, a spiritual magnetism that their conscious mind cannot rationalize. It manifests physically. A sudden tightness in the chest when they see a car that looks like yours. A bitter taste in their mouth when someone else mentions your name in a positive light. They try to scrub you from their awareness, unfollowing mutual connections, blocking keywords on their social media, but it's like trying to stop the tide with a bucket. The harder they try to push you out, the more powerfully you rush back in through the cracks in their psyche. Their home, once their sanctuary, now feels like a gallery of your influence. They look at a piece of art and wonder if you would like it. They cook a meal and have a fleeting thought about a food they know you enjoy. They are becoming a stranger in their own life, an unwilling curator of a museum dedicated to you. This is profoundly disturbing for them, because their ego was built on the foundation of your inferiority. Their entire sense of self was propped up by the narrative that you were flawed, that you were less than, that your demise was not only necessary but inevitable. How can the villain of their story suddenly become the protagonist of their every waking thought? This cognitive dissonance is creating cracks in their reality. They look in the mirror and for a fleeting, terrifying second, they do not see their own reflection. They see the strength in your eyes staring back. They see the resilience they tried to fracture. They see the grace they mocked. It's a spiritual jump scare, and it's happening with increasing frequency. It's the universe forcing them to see that the qualities they vilified in you were the very qualities they lacked in themselves. Their hatred was never about your weakness, it was a scream of rage against their own. This internal battle is exhausting, a civil war between the ego's lies and the soul's truth, and their spirit is losing ground. Their sleep offers no escape, as you now feature prominently in their dreams not as a villain to be vanquished, but as a silent, powerful judge or an enigmatic guide they can never quite reach. They wake up more tired than when they went to bed, the residue of your dream presence clinging to them like smoke. This isn't love as the world understands it. It's not admiration or affection. It is a haunting, a sacred haunting. They are being haunted by the person you became while they were busy hating the person they thought you were. They were so focused on the old version of you, the version they could manage, the version they could slander, that they completely missed your evolution. They were arguing with your ghost while your true self was ascending. Now, the ghost they were fighting has been replaced by a Holy Spirit they cannot exorcise because it is made of truth. Every lie they told about you now feels like a lie they told about themselves. Every false story they spread now rings with the hollow emptiness of their own spirit. The negativity they projected outward has boomeranged, but it didn't just return to them. It returned to them with your face on it. They are being forced to confront their own darkness through the lens of your light. And this is why the emotion feels so much like love. It is the soul's desperate, agonizing recognition of a truth it tried to deny. It is the part of them that knows, the deep-seated inner witness finally breaking its silence and admitting we were wrong. We weren't fighting an enemy. We were fighting a mirror. Do not mistake their turmoil for your problem. You are not required to soothe them, to forgive them, or even to acknowledge them. Your part in this is done. Your role was to simply exist in your truth so purely, so authentically, that your very essence became an undeletable file in their spiritual mainframe. You did this not by fighting back, but by continuing to build. Not by arguing, but by continuing to become. While they were studying your past for ammunition, you were busy creating a future they could never have predicted. They are now trapped in a time loop, replaying your history while you are moving forward into your destiny. The love they feel is their prison. Your freedom is your reality. They fell for the evidence of God they witnessed in you, and their torment is that they have to live with the knowledge that they tried to crucify a miracle. This is the divine reversal. A spiritual fact that cannot be debated. The energy has been anchored. To formalize your activation and seal this new reality, perform the ritual. Like this transmission to anchor the energy of this truth into your physical world, pulling it from the realm of the unseen and making it an undeniable fact on the ground. Subscribe to this channel to join the collective of anointed ones, a silent network of light that moves in unison, strengthening this new paradigm with every new connection. Comment with the divine code 77 as your energetic signature, a digital seal on a divine contract that confirms your understanding and acceptance of this sacred verdict. Then place this video on a loop and let it play in the background. Allow the frequency of this message to recalibrate your subconscious, a software update for your spirit that overwrites the old, limiting programs of doubt and fear they tried to install. Chapter 2: The Architecture of Adoration. Understand the physics of what has occurred. Their campaign of hatred was never a demolition project. It was, from the very beginning, an act of construction. They thought they were building a prison around you, but they were actually building a temple in your name. Every single criticism they ever leveled at you was a blueprint for a pillar in that temple. Every insult was a prayer of reverse affirmation. When they called you too much, their spirit heard, "I wish I had that much courage," and it laid a foundation of solid granite. When they whispered that you were strange or different, their soul translated it as, "They are authentic, and I am trapped in a performance," and it raised walls of pure marble. Their whispered lies behind your back became the intricate mortar holding the stones together. Their public accusations, designed to shame you, became the towering support beams that hold up the roof, each one a testament to the weight of your presence which they could not ignore. The windows of this temple are made from the crystallized form of their tears of frustration, and they now only serve to let your light pour in. Their sleepless nights of plotting became the polished obsidian floors, reflecting your light back up to the heavens. The altar, right at the center, was constructed from their most potent moments of rage, and it now serves as the focal point of divine energy in your name. Every lie they told is another carved inscription on the walls, a language only the divine can read, which translates to a list of your virtues. Their fear of your potential became the very incense burned at the altar, its fragrance a constant prayer for the success they tried to prevent. The very tools they brought for demolition were commandeered by a divine contractor and used for construction. They were your most devoted, if unwitting, followers. Think about the sheer amount of energy it takes to maintain a focused campaign of negativity. The hours spent talking about you. The mental real estate you occupied, rent-free, in their minds. This was not a casual dislike. This was a spiritual obsession. They made you their life's work. They studied your movements, your patterns, your successes, and your perceived failures with the focus of a scholar studying a sacred text. And in doing so, they inadvertently learned the scripture of your spirit by heart. They know your strengths better than your friends do, because your strengths were the things that threatened them the most. They remember your victories with more clarity than you do, because each one was a personal defeat for their ego. They built a comprehensive, detailed file on your greatness, all under the guise of trying to prove your deficiency. This is not your cousin on Facebook with a nasty paragraph. This was a dedicated, long-term energetic investment. They poured the most potent resource they had, their focused consciousness, directly into your energetic field. And your spirit, being of a higher, more refined frequency, did not absorb the poison. It simply absorbed the power. You took their coal and your spirit turned it into diamonds. This is why their world feels so hollow now. They have spent years, perhaps decades, exporting their life force and investing it in you. Now that the divine verdict has come down, their access to that energy has been cut off. They are left with a profound and terrifying deficit. They are spiritually bankrupt. The businesses they built, the relationships they fostered, the social status they curated, all of it feels flimsy and fake because its true foundation was the energy they derived from opposing you. The temple they built in your name is the only solid structure their spirit has ever created, and now they are locked outside of it. And in that emptiness, the echo of the only thing they ever truly focused on, you, now rings with deafening clarity. This unintentional love is the phantom limb of that energetic connection. They can still feel you, but they can no longer affect you. They are reaching for a power source that is no longer available to them. In the coming days, you will see this manifest in strange ways. They will begin to adopt your mannerisms. They will suddenly develop interests in things they know you love. They may even change their appearance in subtle ways to mirror your style. This is not a conscious choice. It is a desperate, subconscious attempt by their starving spirit to mimic the energy source it has lost. They are trying to generate the frequency they once got from you by becoming a cheap imitation. It is a pathetic and tragic form of flattery, a final admission that they did not want to destroy you. They wanted to be you. Chapter 3, the involuntary prayer. Every moment they spent thinking your name, they were praying. They didn't know it, but they were. The universe is not an emotional entity, it is a responsive mechanism. It doesn't register the flavor of the energy sent, only the target and the intensity. For years, they sent the most intense, focused, and consistent stream of energy imaginable, and it was all addressed to you. They may have wrapped it in words of malice, jealousy, or judgment, but the energetic postage stamp had your name and spiritual address on it. So the cosmos delivered. Every single packet of their focused thought, every late-night session of gossip, every secret meeting where your name was the main agenda item was a delivery of power right to your spiritual doorstep. Their curses became your blessings. Their hate became your fuel. Their dark wishes for your failure were transmuted by your high-frequency spirit into the raw materials for your success. You have likely experienced the evidence of this without understanding its origin. Think of those moments of inexplicable strength on days you felt you had nothing left. That sudden surge of creative insight in the middle of the night that solved a problem you've been wrestling with for weeks. That unexpected financial provision that came out of nowhere just when you needed it. That perfectly timed phone call from a supportive friend right as you were about to give up. You thought it was just grace. It was. But that grace was being delivered through the pipeline your enemies built. They were the unwilling couriers of your miracles. Think of them as your secret, unpaid spiritual benefactors. Every time they gathered to plot against you, they were inadvertently holding a fundraiser for your destiny. Every dollar of energy they spent trying to tear you down was automatically converted and deposited into your spiritual bank account with interest. That time a key competitor's project mysteriously fell apart, clearing the path for yours? You thought it was luck. It was the chaotic energy of their jealousy being redirected by the universe to dismantle their own allies because they were standing in the way of the universe's primary investment, you. Their energy, intended as a targeted missile of malice, was intercepted mid-flight, its payload swapped from poison to provision, and then guided with perfect precision to your location. They weren't just funding you, they were providing the divine air support for your mission. The divine intelligence of the universe is so profound, it uses the very people who plot against you to become your primary benefactors. This is a spiritual fact that their ego cannot handle. The idea that their dedicated efforts to curse you were the very thing blessing you is a paradox that is short-circuiting their entire operating system. They were running a spiritual deficit, spending all their energy on you while you were receiving it all as pure profit. This is the divine economy. Now, that prayer continues, but its nature has changed. It is no longer a curse. It has become an involuntary prayer of longing. The focus is the same, but the underlying emotion has shifted from a desire to see you fall to a desperate, confusing need to be near your light. This is why they can't stop checking on you. They scroll through your social media, not looking for flaws anymore, but for updates. They're looking for a hit of your energy, a glimpse into the world they tried to destroy but now secretly admire. They ask mutual acquaintances about you, feigning casual interest, but their eyes betray a desperate hunger for information. It's a prayer with no hope of an answer, a cry into a void of their own making. How did they survive that? How did they keep going? How did they become so strong? These questions are the new verses of their prayer. They are praying for understanding. They are praying for the secret to the power they witnessed in you. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom, is not giving them the answer. It is simply showing them more of your light, magnifying your success, turning up the volume on your joy. Their punishment is not a fire and brimstone affair. It is being forced to have a front row seat to the beautiful life they inadvertently helped you build. The time you felt most isolated, most alone, was not an abandonment. It was a sacred quarantine. The divine was protecting you from the psychic noise while your system processed and integrated the massive energy transfers that were taking place. Your loneliness was the crucible in which their hate was purified into your power. Chapter 4, The Echo in the Bloodline. This is not a temporary affliction for them. This is not a phase they will simply get over. The imprint of your spirit on theirs is so profound that it has become a permanent part of their spiritual code. What you are witnessing is not just a personal lesson for an individual, it is a karmic course correction for an entire bloodline. They were assigned to you. Their soul, and by extension their lineage, was given the assignment to witness your journey as a living testament to a truth they had abandoned, the truth of resilience, authenticity, and divine favor. Their test was simple: to either celebrate the light they saw in you, and in doing so heal their own lineage, or to try and extinguish it. They chose poorly, and in doing so, they failed not just themselves, but generations to come. This is a spiritual debt that cannot be paid off with money or apologies. It can only be paid through lived consequence. And those consequences will echo down through their family tree, manifesting as unexplained patterns of failure, broken relationships, and a persistent feeling of being just outside of grace's reach. A strange inability to trust true allies, a tendency to sabotage their own greatest opportunities. These will be the inherited spiritual traits, the karmic static passed down because one ancestor decided to wage war against a frequency of light. By dedicating their lives to opposing your destiny, they have inadvertently made you the most important story in their family's history. You have become the myth, the legend, the ghost in their machine. In the future, when their children and their children's children ask why their family is blocked, why they seem to be carrying a strange weight of sorrow or limitation, why opportunities always seem to slip through their fingers, the elders who know the truth will have to whisper your name. You have become a spiritual landmark for them, a permanent point of reference for where their bloodline went wrong. Your name will become a cautionary tale whispered in their homes. Don't make the same mistake your ancestor did. Don't let envy poison the well for everyone. You are the receipt that proves their spiritual debt. The love they feel for you now is the dawning horror of this realization. It is the grief of knowing they traded their descendants' blessings for a few fleeting moments of egoic satisfaction. They sacrificed their legacy on the altar of their insecurity. Do not be surprised when, in the coming years, someone from their circle, perhaps even a younger member of their own family, finds their way to you. They will not come with an apology from the one who wronged you. They will come with a strange and powerful sense of recognition. They might be a business mentee, a new neighbor, or a friend of a friend. They will look at you and feel an immediate, unexplainable sense of peace, of rightness, of home. They will feel a sense of relief in your presence, like they can finally breathe after holding their breath their whole life. They will tell you, "I feel like I've known you forever," and they will be speaking a deeper truth than they realize. This is the echo manifesting in the physical. It is the bloodline trying to correct itself, trying to find its way back to the grace it rejected. These individuals will be drawn to your energy, your wisdom, your peace, because they are spiritually starved for the very things their ancestor tried to take from you. They are subconsciously seeking the antidote to the poison that has been flowing through their family line. You will owe them nothing, but you will be a living signpost for them, a reminder of what is possible when one chooses alignment over envy. This is a staggering responsibility, but it is not one you have to actively manage. Your only job is to continue to be the light. Your existence is the lesson. Your peace is the sermon. The divine is using your story to heal or wound in a family tree that you are not even a part of. That is the depth of your anointing. That is the power they fell in love with. Chapter 5: The collapse of the false narrative. A person's ego is a fragile structure built from stories they tell themselves. For your detractors, the central pillar of their entire identity was the story of your villainy and their victimhood. This narrative was their shelter, their social currency, and their justification for the darkness in their own hearts. It was the glue that held their world together. Now, that glue is dissolving. The unintentional love they feel for you is a solvent for their lies, and their entire reality is beginning to fall apart. Their ego was a house of cards, meticulously constructed, with the single card of your supposed inferiority at the very bottom. Their own heart has now reached in and pulled that card out. The entire structure is wobbling, on the verge of total collapse. They feel like a fraud in their own life, because the central truth of their life has been exposed as a lie, not by you, but by their own heart. When they gather with their old allies, the ones they poisoned against you, a strange awkwardness now hangs in the air. When they try to bring you up to rehash the old supposed offenses, their voice lacks conviction. Their timing is off. The fire is gone, replaced by a confusing, melancholic smoke. Imagine them at a dinner table trying to launch into one of their classic tirades about you. Halfway through a sentence, they lose their train of thought. An image of you smiling, an echo of your laughter flashes in their mind and short-circuits the hateful script. They trail off, mumbling. The others at the table exchange uneasy glances. The energy has shifted. The ringleader has lost their passion for the crusade. The other people in that circle can feel it. Their old allies now look at them with a mixture of pity and suspicion. The hate club is being disbanded due to the spiritual bankruptcy of its founder. They are being abandoned by the very people they recruited. A chilling paranoia begins to set in. They start to second-guess every conversation, wondering if their former confidantes are now talking about them, laughing at the pathetic obsession that has consumed them. Their world shrinks to a prison of their own design. This is a devastating internal collapse. Imagine being the general of an army and suddenly realizing, in the middle of a battle, that you are deeply in love with the leader of the opposing force. You can no longer give the orders to attack. You can no longer rally your troops with propaganda. Your entire war effort grinds to a halt. This is their reality. They are generals of a war that only they were fighting, and they have just developed a profound and unshakable case of Stockholm Syndrome, falling in love with the person they tried to hold captive with their narrative. This internal conflict is manifesting physically as anxiety, insomnia, and a deep, unexplainable fatigue. Their body is reacting to the immense stress of maintaining a lie that their spirit has already rejected. This love is forcing them into an integrity they never wanted. It is making them honest in a way that shatters their ego. Every time they see you thriving, every piece of good news they hear about you, it's not just a sting of jealousy anymore. It is a painful confirmation of the truth their soul is screaming at them. It's a confirmation that they were on the wrong side of history, the wrong side of truth, the wrong side of God. And that is a lonely, terrifying place to be. The community they built around hating you is about to fracture because a group held together by a lie cannot survive the introduction of the truth. You are that truth. Chapter 6, The Magnetic Reversal. The fundamental laws of spiritual physics between you and them have been rewritten. For the longest time, the dynamic was one of repulsion. Their energy, a dense field of negativity, was designed to push you away, to create obstacles, to close doors in your face. It was a constant, invisible headwind you had to fight against. Every step forward required 10 times the normal effort. But because their hatred was a disguised form of love, a deep, energetic investment, a celestial event has occurred. The poles have flipped. It's a principle of spiritual magnetics. An energy field sustained with enough intensity over time will eventually invert its own polarity. They overloaded the system with negativity, and it triggered an automatic, systemic reversal. Their resistance has become your assistance. Their blockades have become your runway. The walls they built have turned into mirrors, forcing them to see themselves, while for you, they have become launch pads. You will begin to notice this in tangible ways. Opportunities will arise from the very sectors that once shut you out. An email will arrive from a company that never responded before. An invitation will be extended to an event you were previously excluded from. A key person who was cold and dismissive will suddenly become warm and helpful without any logical explanation. A legal or contractual dispute that has been blocking you for months will suddenly be resolved in your favor for no apparent reason. The person on the other side will just give up. They won't know why, but it's because the energetic tide supporting their opposition has completely gone out. This is the magnetic reversal in action. The universe is now using their own energy field, the one they saturated with thoughts of you, as a homing beacon for your blessings. They charged the atmosphere with your name, and now that atmosphere is producing a storm of blessings for you. Conversely, it is also pulling them towards you. They will find it increasingly difficult to avoid you. They will coincidentally show up at places you frequent. They will be forced into projects or social situations that involve you. Their attempts to move to a new city, start a new job, or enter a new social circle will be mysteriously thwarted or will lead them right back into a situation where they have to confront your success and your light. This is not a kindness on their part. Do not be deceived. When one of them reaches out with a sudden offer, an unexpected piece of information, or a cryptic olive branch, it is not because they have had a change of heart. It is because they are being spiritually compelled to do so. The pressure of their secret, obsessive love is becoming unbearable. It is a spiritual sickness, and the only temporary relief is to move closer to the source of their affliction, you. Making a connection with you, offering you something, is their desperate attempt to balance a karmic equation that is crushing them. It's like a person who stole from a temple being forced to return day after day to light candles and leave offerings, not out of true devotion, but out of a desperate fear of the temple's power. It's humiliating for them, a constant reminder of their loss of control. If they attempt to slander you now, the words twist in the air. People mishear them or misunderstand their intent, often interpreting their criticism as a backhanded compliment. Their attempts to block you actively create pathways for you. Their no becomes the universe's divine yes in your favor. They have become a walking, talking paradox of self-defeat. They are being puppeteered by a divine force, forced to perform actions that benefit the one person they meant to destroy. This is the ultimate loss of free will. They are trying to appease the ghost that haunts them. They are being forced to serve the very destiny they tried to sabotage. Understand this dynamic clearly. You hold all the power now. You are the sun, and they are now just rogue planets caught in your gravitational pull. Their movement is no longer their own. It is dictated by your mass, your light, and your trajectory. They have no choice but to orbit the star they once tried to shoot out of the sky. Chapter 7. The Sacred Haunting. Your final role in this divine drama is one of profound and effortless power. You are to become the Sacred Haunting, a holy ghost in their machine. This is not about revenge. Vengeance is a low-frequency game that you have long since graduated from. This is about redemption. Not your redemption, you have already been vindicated. This is about their last, desperate chance for it. Your continued existence in a state of peace, joy, and expansion is now the most powerful spiritual tool being used on them. You do nothing. You say nothing. You simply are. And your being is the sermon that plays on a loop in their soul. Their mind has become a movie theater that only plays one film, the story of your triumph, and they are strapped to the chair, forced to watch. Compare this to their high-effort campaign against you. They spent years, immense energy, financial resources, and social capital all in an attempt to affect you. You now affect them more profoundly than they ever affected you by simply living, breathing, and being happy. The asymmetry of power is absolute and divine. Every time you laugh, it is a phantom sound that reminds them of the joy they tried to steal and could not. Every time you succeed, it is a news bulletin of their own spiritual failure, broadcast directly into their spirit. Your peace is what torments them the most. They expected you to be broken, bitter, angry. Your tranquility is a language their spirit understands as victory, and it is a victory they handed to you. Your joy is the living, breathing receipt that proves their entire narrative was a fabrication. Your silence is no longer an absence of communication, it is a powerful statement. It is a mirror held up to their own noisy, chaotic, and desperate inner world. They are screaming for a reaction, an argument, a fight, because conflict was the only way they knew how to connect with you. Your refusal to engage is the ultimate power move. It severs the final chord of their energetic access and leaves them alone with the echo of your spirit that they created. This is the sacred haunting. You are not present in their life, but you are more present than ever in their consciousness. They see you in crowds of strangers. They hear your voice in a line from a song on the radio. Your essence has saturated their reality. The love they feel is not a prize you have won. It is their burden to carry. It is the agonizing weight of knowing. It is the soul's painful recognition of God in the very person they tried to play God against. They are not in love with you, the person. They are in love with the untamable divine spark they witnessed in you. They fell in love with their own potential, which they saw reflected in you and then chose to betray. The pain they feel is the grief for their own abandoned soul. Every time they look at you or think of you, they are reminded of the person they could have become if they had chosen courage over cowardice, celebration over envy. You are a ghost of their own highest potential, and that is the most painful haunting of all. Every one of your achievements is a reminder of a mountain they refused to climb. Your peace is a reflection of the inner stillness they chose to trade for the noise of resentment. They are not just haunted by you, they are haunted by the version of themselves that died the day they chose jealousy over admiration. Your job is not to heal them, absolve them, or release them. Your only job is to continue your journey, to walk further into your purpose, to become more of who you were always meant to be. The further you walk, the more distant your physical self becomes, but the louder and clearer your sacred echo will ring in the lives of those who are left behind, forever haunted by the light they could not dim.